Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I've just become self-aware that I pretty much say the same exact words at the opening of every single podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we have the same sign off and sign on every time.
Yeah.
Just don't think about it.
Okay. All right. It's our intro music. It's our version of intro music.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So I was on a podcast that does have intro music actually the other day.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Recorded a pod with Adam Wathen. So I was on Full Stack Radio, and we were talking about tips for applicants to dev and design jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Because Adam and I have both been on the hiring side of this now a few times, and we sometimes will kind of commiserate with each other, but like, I wish people would just do X. And eventually I was like, why don't we just record a podcast about this? So
nice.
We shared a bunch of thoughts on that.
I'm sure that'll be a good listen. You're both fairly opinionated gentlemen with good taste on the type of talent you're looking for. So,
Thank you. Yeah, I think there were some good things in there. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I figured I should give Adam a little publicity so he can get some listeners for his small.
Yeah,
podcast.
I think he's struggling a bit on the listenership front. So anything we can do.
He's won 0 awards as far as I'm aware. So
yeah, right. So
thought I'd throw him a bone. So if you want to hear our thoughts on that, Full Stack Radio. And work-wise, we were reviewing the crash logs for the latest version of Tuple, and this is the least crashy version ever.
Yay!
Yeah.
Less crashiness.
Less crashy. It's actually like pretty rare now, and it seems like the remaining crashes are typically not our fault. Like it's in like the library code or something. I remember in the very, very early days when we showed like an early prototype to Faraz, one of the Screen Hero co-founders, it crashed while we were on a call. And he called us back and he was like, yeah, you're going to be fixing a lot of those. And we were like, yeah, it seems true. And it took a while to get rid of a lot of them. But the progress has been steady, and now we're in a pretty good place, which feels good.
That's great. I just still am always impressed by the fact that you're running your code on other people's machines. That's far different than running a web app where all you have to worry about is browser constraints. And so
totally,
yeah,
it's kind of insane.
Yeah,
like I think back to us like starting this company, and I'm like, it feels a little crazy in retrospect.
I just reread that Paul Graham essay on the schlep blindness. I think we talked about that like a couple of years ago on this podcast, or Giant Robots, one of those. But that's effectively what you've done. I mean, so many people probably passed over the idea for Tuple because like, sounds really hard,
Totally. And we also have this like cultural refrain that has sprung up now, which is whenever someone spends like multiple days dealing with like some bug in Mac OS that we have to work around, or some sort of similar difficult thing, we say dig the moat.
Yep.
It's like, that was super annoying, but now it puts us a little bit ahead of someone else that wants to come follow and do this too.
Right. That's a good way to frame that in your mind, as like you're making an investment that will yield dividends down the road as a means of like solidifying your position. So yeah, that's good.
So that feels good. And so the latest release is solid. It's performing well. And then the next two releases are actually looking really exciting. So the one that we're shipping in some number of days, it's in QA now, I believe, has the clipboard stuff we talked about at a previous episode.
Yeah. What you guys ended up like? How did it end up shaping up? Basically,
it's like the host and the guest, or each guest, have their own clipboards that never meet each other.
Okay.
So it's like if you're sharing your computer with me and I'm on your machine, I can copy on your machine and paste on mine, or I can copy on mine and paste on yours, and your copy and paste is unaffected.
Okay. That makes sense.
So like my stuff never overwrites your clipboard. The name for this feature is per user clipboards with tunneling, is how I ended up describing it. That'll be nice to get out there. That's just like one of those quality of life things that was actually semi-tricky to figure out and shape and all that, but I think it's going to be one of those like, oh yeah, it works. The magic thing just works how you would want it to. Great. Next feature. We also are shipping support for virtual webcams.
Ooh, what's a virtual webcam?
So there's like a real webcam that you actually plug into your computer. And then there are virtual webcams, which like present as if they are webcams, but are like not really hardware webcams. So like Snap has one of these, so you can like add like filters to yourself on video. So it's like if I'm on a Zoom call or on a whatever, on a whatever call, on a Tuple call now, I can use the snap tool to add silly video filters. The motivating factor for this was like people use this app called Camo, which lets you use your iPhone or your iPad as a camera.
Interesting.
Which is nice. So then like you can use that super high quality iPhone lens to shoot yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. And then this was also the first Tuple build with like native ARM support.
Okay.
So now we will be screaming fast on M1 processors.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, I guess you won't have crashiness data on that until it's like more broadly rolled out, but fingers crossed, huh?
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not sure what the likelihood of causing crashes there is versus not, but we'll find out. I think crashes, like for us said, will kind of always be a thing that we're dealing with.
Yeah, right.
So it's good to be in a good spot right now. If we regress a little bit, we'll work on it, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
So that's the upcoming release, and then after that, we've sort of broken ground on partial screen sharing, which I think is going to be really cool. This is the thing to address if you have like a 49-inch widescreen monitor, and I don't.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yep.
And I think we've got a pretty solid solution, and we're starting to code it up. And yeah, I'm excited about this one. This is like super frequently requested. So,
do you just like select a region of your screen then that is partially shared? Is that basically how it works?
Yep, that's basically what it's going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're going to let people draw a box on the screen, and then that's what gets shared.
Very cool. Yep.
With possibly some shortcuts for like one click. Share the left half, share the right half, share the top half, that kind of thing. Almost like you have like a window manager, but for the shared selection.
Yep.
It's gonna be nice. It's really fun to ship things that people have been requesting. That's like makes me happiest.
Yeah, these all feel like kind of quality of life things, like just making the product even more of a joy to use. Right? People get delighted at first by probably the performance aspect of it and kind of the simple nature of it, and then if you can continue to hack away on that quality of life, you're only deepening the love probably. For the product.
It also feels like we're kind of getting there on like kind of like blocker features or like things that like really significantly impact you negatively, I guess. Like the partial screen sharing thing, like if you can't share part of your display, there's not any great workaround. It's like, okay, I guess I'll just share my laptop screen instead, or like this person will just kind of suffer and not be able to see what's going on, and that's not great. I know we'll never like be done and like there'll be no features to ship, but when I think of the list of like, okay, what are the major things that people are asking for that do feel like, yeah, that's just missing and we should have an answer to it. That list, I think we're kind of chipping away at it.
The product designer that you were doing a trial with, is he started yet, or is...
No, he starts February 1st.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll be
which
good.
is quite exciting. Yeah. Like for this partial screen sharing, we need to make changes to like the popover UI. And so we'll need icons and copy and all this stuff. So this is going to be, I think his first major project will be this.
Yeah, feels like a lot of these things kind of coming up are going to require, or it'd be nice to have the light touch of a good designer.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to have a person dedicated to this job. Hopefully it's going to unblock us quite a bit on some of these things we've been thinking about for a while.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's once he really gets rolling, there's going to be just so much work for him to do in a good way,
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, like the fact that the popover has not changed at all since you worked on it.
Yeah, which is like 9 months ago or something.
Is it that long?
Well, I think it was March.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
Well, yeah, so like that's not like all the UI, but it's most of it. And that's just been static. There's work to do. There's a lot of
it's practically perfect as is, right? But
exactly. I mean, once you put Derek Reimer on a problem, the thing that comes out could stand the test of time. But we're a little startup company, so like you would expect our stuff to be changing kind of a lot.
Right. Yeah.
And rapidly evolving. And we've mostly not been doing rapid development on the UI part. And so there's a big kind of backlog of stuff there, I think.
I saw you commenting on like the Dropbox UI, how it's become kind of a nightmare now, and it used to just be very simple. Do you ever worry about Tuple getting that way?
Yeah. Oh, totally. I mean, I think everyone should worry about all products getting that way that they are responsible for. Because by default, you just keep adding stuff. Like people tend to not get excited about removing things. I do get excited about removing things, and I try to make us do it. sometimes it's the right call, sometimes it's not. Recently, I was like, hey, we should remove this like mouse mode. And we pulled, because it had the lowest usage of all the modes. And so we pulled it out, and the response was like, no, the people that liked it really liked it. Give it back.
Yeah.
But we should have that kind of error happening.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we're not being aggressive enough with trying to trim things.
Right. Yeah, so. Totally. I mean, I think that's something I'm thinking about too. Like, SavvyCal right now is, I'm trying to build a power tool, but it actually, a lot of people perceive it as like a simpler, more elegant, like easy to understand tool. And that's something that I'm always just thinking about, like, as I'm weighing these kind of more advanced features that help people do things more automatically and stuff. It's like, how do I make sure I keep the intuitiveness there and the simplicity there? Because that's something I think people really value.
Right. That's the magic. If you can make a power tool that also feels simple.
Feels like consumer grade, Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like the people that want the simple stuff are not overwhelmed, and the people that want the advanced behavior can find it.
Yep.
That's super, super hard, I think, but that's like when I think you've made some really valuable software.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's where I'm like we're trying to driving towards, because we have a power user style audience, or like customer base. Having a lot of dials and knobs for these people, it is pretty reasonable. This is a customer base that like is used to like command line flags, right? Like you have LS, and then LS has like, a 40-page manual of the different flags you can pass to it.
Mm-hmm.
But LS also just works if you just have LS. It just goes. I kind of want something like that. Well, not quite that complexity, but like, it's like we should present like really great defaults. The first run experience should be great. If you don't tweak anything, it should just be great. But if you've done 20 calls, you go, I really don't like the way you guys did this, and like that's like a good and reasonable change to make, or like a tweak to have. I think we should support that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it gracefully enhances, right? Like if you need more power, you can get there. But if you don't need it, the power's not right there in front of your face. So it's not overwhelming people, and the simple use case is truly simple to do.
Mm-hmm. We don't have like mandatory choices. It's like, yeah, out of the box, it works great. And then if you have other thoughts, we can maybe support you if they match what we want to do. Speaking of that sort of thing, Spencer's been doing a little bit of Linux work.
I saw his tweet about cracking open the new GitHub repo for the Linux code base.
Exactly. The official plan was to start in the second quarter, but I think he's just excited and wants to get going.
Not surprising. I would be too, totally. I think, for him.
Yeah. You give a developer a greenfield project, and they're it's hard to keep them out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need a landing page for this. Pretty stat is on my list of things. I have a type form kind of thing, just like drop your email here for when you want it. Like I'm going to set up just like a tuple.app/Linux that for the next couple of weeks is going to be a type form. But eventually, I think it should be like a mini little kind of landing page for the actual app.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking I'm actually going to have it. So I think it's going to be a landing page, like short description of what we're doing. Drop your email here if you want to hear when we launch it. And then I think after you submit the email, I'm going to take people to a sales page.
Mm-hmm.
And basically say, look, if you want to be in the alpha, we think it's going to launch on around here, and if it'll give you access to it during the alpha and the beta, and you get to shape the product and give feedback and all that. Click here to go to Stripe checkout and pay us some number of dollars for your team.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
optimize for capturing the emails first, so then you can.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that'll work. I think some people will do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people will be offended, and that's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's funny when people are like, I've already seen this. This happened with the first version of our app, and I'm seeing it now with the Linux thing too, where people are like, let me know if you need testers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we need customers.
Yeah. Yes.
Nobody needs testers. Testers are fine, but what you need is customers.
Say thank you. We're actually testing this live, so go ahead and sign up. And we're testing in production.
I'm testing whether people will pay for this. So if you could help me test that would be great.
Yep.
I don't fault people for this. They mean well. It's a nice impulse.
Of course. Yes.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's not that valuable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're going to get lots of customer feedback, but I think we can also get it from people that are willing to pay for software that they want to use.
Sure. Yep. And they're the most, it aligns incentives. They're most invested if they're actually paying for the Linux client, then, incentives are aligned there.
Totally. And we've seen this in multiple ways where if people don't pay for a thing, they tend to not use it.
Yeah. Right. Right.
In the earliest days, we charged for trials. So like a Tuple trial is $100 for your first month for your team. And I sometimes fantasize about going back to that because we had like crazy high conversion rates because anyone that actually did that would actually try it out and use it. Like we have trials now. There's always a like percentage of trials that just like never get going. Like they sign up, someone enters a credit card and like that's where it ends. They don't ever install the app. They don't invite teammates. It's just like, all right, I guess that was a trial, but not really. Whereas when we would actually like charge people money up front. It was just like everyone tried it at least.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So part of me wants to like try going back to that. It sounds crazy, but I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's something I'm always thinking about too. But it's really hard to test that, right? Because conditions are changing all the time. So how do you really know if like pulling a trial away, it's going to obviously reduce the number of people who sign up. But is that more optimal than the level when you did have a trial and you were converting a certain percentage of those? I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of madness. Like people would tell me like, I signed up on my personal credit card and paid the $100 because I wanted my team to try this. And then I switched, like it wasn't worth getting reimbursed. And then I switched to my company card and like, that's not really what I want to have happen in the world. Like, and I've talked before about how like the buying process at software companies does not super match like credit card upfront trials, let alone payment upfront trials. You don't have to serve everybody, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. I mean, it's probably something that, you know, the most early adopter type of people, kind of like our discussion we were having last episode, they're probably more apt to just pay up front for it. And that's good for like validating at the early stages. But now that you have a much broader, deeper into the market, like that may be less palatable, I would say.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of debates back and forth on like various ways to do things in business. And I'm starting to like feel emotionally or like viscerally, more viscerally, that there are lots of ways to do it. And it's less about where in the solution space is the optimal answer and more like, of these 3 or 4 options, which set of trade-offs do you like the best?
Yeah. That's a really healthy way to see it, I think.
And that's the place I got to with programming.
Mm-hmm.
And it took like a decade or something. The more you learn about programming, the more you answer questions with, well, it depends. Like when I made my refactoring Rails course, a lot of my advice was kind of like, this approach has these benefits and these drawbacks, and this approach has these set. And so you should decide on which one makes sense for you. And less sort of explicit advice like never use X or always use Y.
When giving advice, that's always most helpful. Like prescriptive advice is just nearly useless because it almost always depends. So if you're not helping people, if you help people think through a framework on how to think about a problem, you're doing them a much better service than just saying like, this worked for me, then therefore I think this works for everybody, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm trying to like adopt that sort of mindset for business stuff too.
A lot of times the most optimal thing is like do enterprise sales and go up market. And
optimal for certain things, right?
Right. Well, if maybe revenue maximization or growth or something like that, you know, like you could potentially argue that that's the way to get the most money in your coffers the fastest. But is that the kind of business you want to build? Is that the kind of customer you want to serve? Perhaps not, you know. And I don't think every app has to inevitably go up market and play that game, you know.
Yeah, like you could make a enterprise long sales process kind of thing, or you could make a freemium thing. And like they both have pros and cons. They're both legitimate approaches. You're going to end up with a very different like company shape and product shape and customer shape. I think this is why people like, there's this like refrain of like, you got to figure out what like your values are. Like what do you like and what do you care about and what do you think about the world, and use that to inform those downstream decisions, because there's a lot of valid ones there. You just got to pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even the kind of conventional advice of like, raise your prices because you're probably undercharging, like is valuable in many respects. But also like, I'm really loving the fact that I'm charging $12 per seat right now. And if someone churns, that's only minus 12 off the revenue, you know? Mm-hmm. And I know this is something that like 37 Signals talked about like way early on. If you can get to the place where you have like thousands of customers paying a small amount of money each month, like the amount of power that any one customer has over the business is very small. And there's a lot of pros to that. Now it's hard to get there in a lot of ways, you know, like you can get there faster if you have a $100 a month product. You can potentially get to like default to live revenue faster, but there are definitely advantages to having, small amounts, many small amounts coming in the door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
So what's going on in your part of the world?
I'm celebrating kind of a milestone. Just crossed over this line a couple days ago. SavvyCal is officially the highest MRR generating SaaS app that I've done on my own. So aside from
Ooh.
Drip. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep. CodeTree was the previously held the number one spot. It had reached about just under 4,500 a month in MRR. And we just crossed over that with SavvyCal. So
Wow. How much has it changed in the last 30 days?
yeah, we basically doubled in the last
Okay.
in the last 30 days. Yeah. Product Hunt
That's pretty okay.
Product Hunt has set us off on a really great start for the year. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Feels like some of that Corey Haynes magic.
Yeah, Corey's killing it, man. And speaking of Corey Haynes magic, we just pushed another marketing campaign today that I'm extremely excited about. And I think it's going to generate some nice buzz.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So one of the things that I hear often from people is like, hey, really, really like what you're doing with SavvyCal. I just like a couple months ago renewed my annual Calendly subscription. So, maybe when that's up, I'll give you guys a look. I'll keep an eye on what you're doing. I think Calendly really pushes the annual plans to try to lock people in. So
that sounds smart. I wonder if
Yeah,
someone
right.
should consider that.
yeah, exactly. It's not necessarily a bad call. So this was just like a shower thought, one of those like, just thinking about growth stuff and I had this idea for like, what if we offered to buy out the remainder of your Calendly subscription if you're on annual? I threw this in a doc, like after I had the idea, threw it in a doc, and I was like, okay, Corey, we just kind of have this like, anything is fair game in this doc that we put in there. They're not well-formed ideas. It's just throwing stuff at the wall, crazy ideas, crazier the better, and this kind of went on that canvas. This might be a horrible idea, but I don't know, just a thought. And Corey was like, oh, I really like that. I think we should do that. And so it started to come together last month as we were kind of thinking about what to do in January to hopefully keep riding momentum if Product Hunt works out well, which it has. Yeah, we kind of decided to do this. So we basically have a landing page. Here's how it works. The offer is pretty simple. We'll buy out the remainder of your annual Calendly subscription when you go annual with us. So you just forward us your receipt, and it has, obviously the date that you paid, so we can calculate how much credit is left on your subscription there. And we'll just take that dollar amount and apply it as a credit towards your annual SavvyCal account.
So cool.
Yeah.
I really dig that.
Yeah. And the nice thing is like we are slightly more expensive than Calendly. So this should by and large be still cash flow positive. Like I don't think we'll be, we'll still be like charging a little bit, but and they'll get a year's worth of service with us, depending on how much.
Well,
how much credit.
even in the worst case, they sign up for Calendly yesterday.
Right.
You're still making money.
Exactly. Yep.
Wow. Yeah. I love it. It's just like, just address that objection. Like, oh yeah, you had this objection. All right, it's gone now. Now what?
Yeah. I know.
It's so cool.
And so in the last couple of days, it's happened. It's happened a couple of times in the Product Hunt comment thread. People are like, "Oh man, this looks really cool. Just paid for Calendly. Such a bummer." It's like I've started teasing people. Like I might have something for you in the next couple of days. We'll circle back.
Well, I love that you didn't try to build some automated Calendly reimbursement bot.
Oh yeah, right. Yep.
Just send it to us and we'll do it.
Just forward a receipt.
And by us, I mean you, Derek.
Yeah, exactly.
Run a calculator.
Yep, pretty much.
So they're going to sign up for SavvyCal, pay you for a year. Is that going to be $120 a person a year?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And then be like, oh, here's my receipt. And you say, okay, you had $50 left on this. I refunded you $50 from your $120.
Yes, although we'll probably try, hopefully most people will do this like during their trial. So you sign up for your 7-day trial, put your credit card on file, and then forward your receipt and like, hey, I want to take you up on that. I calculate the credit, and then I'll just like move you manually to an annual plan and give you the credit. So when your 7-day trial is up and it renews, it'll just be the delta that we charge you.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yep.
Cool. I also just kind of love it. It's like kind of aggressive.
Yeah. I like that it's a little bit subversive, a little bit like,
Yeah.
it has a bit of cleverness to it.
You're competing in a place where there's such a clear like current leader.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people would kind of shy away from mentioning them or like confronting them. And you roll out this like, here's why we think we're better than Calendly for some people. And then it's like, all right, if you're stuck on there, no problem. We're going to take care of that for you. You just like really kind of get in their faces a little bit.
I don't want to be a negative person or rag on them too badly, but I think it's a huge market. They're doing well, obviously. I think there's room for both of us. And so they're a big enough player in the space where like I don't foresee myself doing any meaningful harm to their business anytime soon. But it's like, it's casting a clear set of differences and letting the market decide what they want to do and hopefully helping overcome those objections as much as possible.
Yep. Yeah, totally. I see no negative intent here or something. I mean, like business is competitive.
Yep.
But I think it's great. I'm stoked to see how this goes. You just shipped this. Do you want to check your...
So literally the email went out as we hopped on this podcast at 9:15 a.m. on Thursday. And so I need to tweet it out too. But yeah, I already started seeing like tweets coming in and stuff right before we hit record. And I just had to close all those windows so I could focus here.
I almost want you to look at them right now and just tell us how it's going.
Yeah. I'm curious. Let's see.
Pull something up. Let me see what you got.
Yeah, let's see. Twitter. Oh, okay. There's a lot. I just when I opened Twitter, it was 20 plus notifications. Like it was more notifications than it wanted to give me an upfront count for. Yeah, lots of people just independently talking about it. I think this is going to go somewhere.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm stoked for you. It'll be good to get an update next time.
Yeah, for sure. I will definitely share the results here.
Cool. Wow, you doubled MRR in a month. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm also slightly concerned that like I'll never be able to top this month. So like I need to make sure keep my expectations in check. But yeah, enjoying it while in it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And I mean, I think I have a hunch that with this you will see like if you can figure out a good like marketing initiative every month-ish, then maybe you can keep this up for a while.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about the ideas doc that we have. We have the next couple of weeks kind of planned out tentatively on like, all right, here's what we want to hit on the content front, and here's some other like marketing specific campaigns similar to this one that we could do. And so just want to keep that train rolling.
Nice. I actually have a thing in progress in the early phases that is along those lines that I'll talk about next week.
Nice. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
good stuff.
Getting on the marketing train as well.
Yeah.
Anything else going
on? Just one other thing I'll mention. I shipped a team scheduling feature that I'm pretty excited about called basically collective scheduling links for your teammates. So now you can, it's just an extra option on your scheduling links. You can add your teammates and it'll take the intersection of all your availability and only present that, and then include all those attendees on events. So this was like the number one team scheduling link feature, and got that out the door this week. Pretty stoked about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the announcement. That's handy.
Yep. So yeah.
Very cool. Seems like you're kind of on fire lately.
Yeah, it's going good. I mean, I think I'm still constantly weighing when the right time is to potentially get some development help to move a little bit faster. There's a whole slew of calendar integrations that I want to get built, but I also have a bunch of other non-integration related features that I want to build too. And I know some of these are going to be like pretty meaty, like take multiple weeks, and I'm very hesitant to take on a project that big, you know, but I know that I can only put them off for so long. Got to do them. So thinking about that. But the nice thing is the growth from this month has really, like, my forecast is looking much better now. Even if I didn't achieve like default live by May 1st, it's kind of in my head deadline. Just being at a higher base, and then if I have modest growth on top of that over the next year, the business is still viable. So like the cash balance will never run out at current expense level. So the forecast is looking a lot better, even in the worst case scenario, which is making me think like maybe I can make some bets on increasing monthly expenses a bit and getting some development help.
SavvyCal is an Elixir app, right?
It is. Yep.
Or a Phoenix app, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice. So if you are a really incredible Phoenix developer, you should cold email Derek.
Yeah.
and convince him to hire you, even though he has not officially decided to hire somebody.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Please do reach out.
Yeah. And tell him what the first feature you would build or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do a good job of convincing. Don't just say, I'm a Phoenix developer. Here's my GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
And for more tips like this, listen to Full Stack Radio.
When does that episode drop? Do you know?
Adam said it's either going to go out really fast or not for a long time.
Okay.
So who knows?
He's a little busy building Tailwind.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know quite what determines which goes which way, but
Okay. All right.
I can't promise a release date. But yeah, I think one of our points was kind of that, like, in general, if you email the founder of a company and have a great proposal for a thing you could do for them, you might be able to get them to agree to it, because there's a lot of work to like decide that you're going to hire somebody and then get the job post together and then put it and publish it and interview people and blah, blah, blah. And so sometimes if you're just like a little bit cheeky and write a really good pitch and show you understand the business and are savvy and can manage yourself, then you might be able to just get something before that becomes public.
Totally. I love it. Yeah. Takes a lot of the work, just kind of the work out of, writing a job description, putting it out there, vetting a bunch of candidates who didn't put in effort. Like, if you can help shortcut that process for a founder, it's big. It's really big.
And like, you raised money, it's sitting in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's money there to spend on things. And if someone could make it really easy for you to spend on them, who knows?
Yeah. Yep.
You might just say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, this is great. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm also psyched to see you pushing annual plans.
Yeah. Yep.
Even if they might have a high cost of acquisition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But still, I think it's great.
And I've been thinking about this too. I definitely want to get that annual pitch plugged into the, post conversion flow at the very least. Once someone's been a customer for like a month or two, pitch them on annual, and it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, save 2 months. So if you're pretty well convinced you're going to use the product, you might as well do it. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. We're getting we need one more analytics event to fire so that I can target correctly, and then I'm going to add that to our email, like onboarding campaign, basically, as well.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yep. Cool. All right, I'm gonna let you go tend your Twitter madness.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Notes of the show.
Notes of the show can be found at artofproductpodcast.com.
Thanks for listening.
So yeah.